Pixie,
Winnie,
I have a question for you.
what is your question?
Do you believe that there is an inside and an outside of a tortilla?
No.
You don't, you don't believe there's the right way where you put in the meat, the proper side to put in meat?
Of a tortilla?
Yeah.
No, a tortilla is a tortilla. Both sides are the same. The side you put it on is the side that's not facing the plate or your hand. That's how that goes.
You're just like my husband.
You think there's a right side and a wrong side?
Yeah, there's always this
What?
side a little bit more burnt on it, and then the other side seems more flatter.
What kind of tortillas are you buying?
It's all the tortillas. They all have like a different marking on on both sides.
I guess, yeah. That makes sense. If you're going by crispy levels.
The crispy belongs on the outside, and then the not as crispy is the inside.
That makes sense.
You're so sweet. I actually have a real question for you, though.
Okay, what's your real question?
I was scrolling through the internet again,
Not the internet.
and I came across another debate.
Not a debate.
A debate. You like anime, right?
I love anime.
As do I. And did you know that it's almost guaranteed that when you click on an anime topic, someone in the comments has started a war?
Yes, you open up the comment section and you burst into flames. So,
And then the war of today is sub versus dub.
oh no, that'll really burst you into flames.
So here's the question of the day, my dear sister. Sub or dub?
Either, both, both. I say both.
It's blasphemy, isn't it? Isn't sub the only way to go?
No, and I think the people who think that like sub elitists should, I don't know, go look at the sun for a really long time. I think they're mean. They're rude.
I have a confession.
Okay.
Back in the day, I used to be one of them. I used to be a sub elitist. I'm ashamed of
You
it.
were, no, you were a sub elitist?
I was
Oh no.
until
What
my husband.
converted you?
I know. Don't think less of me anymore. I repented for my ways
Oh, you repented. Okay.
because my husband would only watch dubs because he couldn't. He's one of those people that can't keep up with reading and watching at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so now I had to face the truth that some of these dubs are even better than the subs.
I agree.
And I've turned from my ways and I see the light from looking at the sun too long, I guess.
It makes sense though, like if you are used to it being a certain way, you think that way is the only way, but I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why people would prefer dub, and it's not just because they don't like Japanese or they're too lazy to read. Like there are people who have reading problems, like I'm dyslexic. So I can read, but sometimes like when it's a really intense scene and there's fighting going on and the subtitles are going like really fast and they're yelling at each other back and forth, I'm like, I can't have that. And like I'll have to rewind and watch
Yes.
some like a scene like three times to fully absorb everything because I guess I'm just not smart enough.
Ah, no, that's not true. I totally understand now. There was a an anime called ReZero, and we watched
Mhm.
both of the seasons. I mean, yeah, both seasons, season one, season two, in Japanese. And there was times where not that it didn't make sense, but I didn't fully understand this until we watched it in the dub, where I was
Yeah.
able to actually watch it without reading and being distracted by reading. And then I
Hmm.
realized I really hate this main character. I didn't realize how whiny and rude he was because I was reading him or listening to him in his Japanese voice.
Yeah.
And then I was able to actually watch it and hear him. I was like, this guy's kind of a jerk, and I don't like him. He sounded much nicer in Japanese.
Well, especially if you're not catching all of the facial expressions because you're reading,
Mhm.
right? Like sometimes things go over.
Yeah, you don't really catch all the things. And then also when it's in Japanese, some they're really good with their vocals, like when they're sad or when they're happy, but sometimes you can kind of still miss it when you're reading it, I guess. The
Yeah.
crazy tones or like the obsessive tones, for instance, like what this character had that I kind of missed in Japanese versus English. And then here's where I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate. But after listening to Attack on Titan in both Japanese and English, the English one is so much better than the Japanese, and I really hate the Japanese one.
I won't say that I hate the Japanese one. I think it's good, but I definitely like the English dub of Attack on Titan. I think it's phenomenal. It is probably one of the top, in my opinion, English dubbed animes out there, especially Levi and Erwin. I think are such important characters and they have such pivotal, important scenes that the English voice actors really, really get incredibly well. I don't know. I remember I did open a comment section once and I regretted it because flames came out of my cell phone. But it was Erwin's speech, to the soldiers, that like epic speech everybody knows, you know what I'm talking about. The top comment was someone saying that the English voice actor did like phenomenal. It was amazing and that he had only seen it in Japanese and the Japanese voice actor did really, really amazing as well. He was just basically saying I didn't know the English cast was just as good is what he was trying to like get across, right? Everyone's saying you're not a real anime watcher, you're just a poser. Anyone who watches it in the dubs, it's not the real thing,
Yes,
like you're
yes.
watching a fake, and it's like no, it's just being translated so that I can understand it.
Right.
And I kind of just sat back because it's like they want to seem smarter than they are. Eh, and it was like, well, you can't get the full context if it's not in Japanese, if it's not in the language it was originally written in, right? Like it's not in the context is missing. And I'm like, okay, sure, when things get translated, sometimes things do kind of fall through the cracks because there are just certain phrases in some languages that aren't in others. And what they don't realize is the same thing happens with the subtitles.
Yeah.
The same exact, like, just because you're listening to it in Japanese, if you're reading the English subtitles, the same thing is happening with the translation and the subtitles. It's not always 100% word for word what they're saying because it wouldn't make sense to you, right? And it's frustrating. And sometimes I want to say, like, no, well, you're the poser because if you were a real anime fan, you wouldn't need the subtitles. You would just speak Japanese. Actually, no, if you were a true godlike anime fan, you would be able to watch the anime with your eyes closed and the volume off and just be able to understand it through telekinesis. Then you're the true ascended anime fan. Like I think that's how ridiculous their argument is to me. That's how silly it sounds.
It is. It's so silly. No, I read those comments now and I'm so embarrassed to think like, oh no, I used to think like this. That's so embarrassing. Like,
To be fair though, to your credit, I will say animes growing up, with the exception of a few, the dubs weren't that great. They weren't bad, but they weren't good either. They just were, you know what I mean? And they've progressively gotten better and better and better and better, especially over the past 10 years. And I think a lot of people, when they think of dubs, they think of like the 80s, right? Or the 90s,
yeah,
and not realizing that, hey, it's come a long way. Like, give it some credit. And
it
I feel bad
has.
for the voice actors because they're doing phenomenal and they're constantly getting crapped on. And I feel bad for them because they're doing a good job.
It was pretty weird back in the day. This is Peach Girl, and I watched it. This one's old. It's one of the first dubs, and it's so bad. It is really bad. Let me see. Here we go. English there.
Last night, I decided I'd look great with it, so I bought it. Liar.
That face.
All day at the mall, you were telling me what crappy taste I had in everything. And now you show up with the one thing I wanted. What a conniving pinhead.
What?
Selfish routine and you'll end up alone.
How are you
What?
a hero? In one swift move, you tore up Saw
It's
and
his
my love.
voice.
I just told you, of course.
It sounds like they're recording in a bathroom.
It,
It
and
sounds
now
like
you
a
hear
home
more of
like a home movie.
talking. It is. He kind of reminded me of the voice of Aladdin. Let's see.
What's
Okay.
going on?
Skinny pale things like you don't do it for me. I prefer healthy
Oh,
looking girls with some character, like your friend. Keep up this
what
selfish
a jerk.
end up alone.
Oh, the friend's a jerk too. But I wanted to share that with you.
That was pretty bad.
It sounds worse when you start it from the beginning and hear it from the beginning. Like this is just out of context voices, but it's so cheesy. And
It
that's
sounded like it sounded like, when you send like friends voice notes, but like the friends in the bathroom. And you know what I mean? That's what
or it just sounds so odd.
it does. It sounds off. It kind of reminds me of that. I don't know. To this day, I can never remember what anime it was, but the mom with her kid and like being bumped in the
Mm.
crowd. Like, oh no, Tammy, no.
Oh, Tammy. Don't leave me. Tammy. Mother.
like the non-urgency in her voice, like, Tammy.
Tammy. Oh,
Oh, okay. Best and worst dub simultaneously. What's your
I know what you're gonna say, right? Or I think we're both thinking the same thing. It's got to be Ghost Stories.
Yes, it's ghost stories. Like with the kid, they didn't even like the littlest kid, the boy. They
Yeah.
didn't they didn't even like try to give him words. They just
The reason I don't like Attack on Titan, though, I know you said you liked it, but I can't get over Armin sounding like a girl. I just can't do it.
oh no.
He comes up like
Does
that's
he
a
sound
girl.
like a girl?
It's a girl voicing him. And even as an adult,
Oh,
I'll let it pass with him younger Armin. But like adult Armin, I can't do it. Why didn't his voice
that
deepen?
that is one thing about animes that I don't some animes I don't understand is there'll be a woman voicing a boy character, which makes sense sometimes if it's, a younger boy. It makes sense, right?
It worked with
But
Naruto, yeah.
when they age up and this character is now like 30 and they still sound like they did when they were 12, it's weird. It takes you out of the
Mhm.
immersion and kind of just is like this doesn't sound right.
I couldn't do it. And it was like right then and there, I was like, yeah, the dub is better. My other
Yeah.
one that I couldn't do in Japanese was Black Clover. I couldn't do Asta's voice. Oh,
Oh,
I hated
really?
it. I hated Asta's Japanese voice. And I was just like, this is the most annoying thing I've ever heard. I'm gonna wait for the English dub for this one. And it was so much better in English.
I don't think I heard his Japanese voice.
Here, I'll do that. I'll see if I can find Asta in Japanese, because let me see.
しますさーいまだだいやだからねまだまだ本当にごめんなさいおいこの野郎すんななんでじゃもうおにゃ諦めるかってやるよこの野郎
It's like I can't stand it.
It's
Here.
like they were trying to maybe make him sound like Naruto. I don't know, but it's like that.
Like, oh my gosh, I can't take this guy.
Like
Let's
level
see.
10 at all times.
And then the other English dub that I personally like better is Psyche K. Have you ever seen Psyche K?
No, but I want to. That's with the same voice actor who voices Kyo, right, from Fruits
Yes.
Basket?
Oops.
Yeah, because I heard him. That's what made me want to watch it. Is I'm like, is that Kyo?
Yeah, he's really good in that one.
And
Psyche.
it seems funny.
It is. It's so funny, but it's funny in English because you understand it versus the Japanese one, where I'm sure they have more Japanese humor, I guess, that we wouldn't understand because we don't live in Japan,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's different culture. Yeah, if only.
But so they replace it with English humor that we do understand. But it's like we tried watching the Japanese one because they only have season one of Psyche K in English. So that we're like, okay, we'll give season two a try. But it's like the English voice actor or the Japanese voice actor, they have different tones. So the English one has a more serious monotone voice. And
Oh.
we thought it matched his personality a lot more versus the
Mhm.
Japanese one where he had more range, I guess. I mean, maybe part of it's like we got so used to his monotone voice, but
Yeah.
the ranging voice didn't work as well for us because it just didn't seem to match him. Because he's a very serious, I don't want to say no nonsense, but it's kind of like he's just so done with everybody in the world. He kind of just looks up for himself. But it's really funny because it's kind of like well, if I don't help this person, then it's just going to annoy me. So he'll help them kind of thing. It's really funny. I highly recommend it. And I recommend it in English. I think
Okay.
voice actors do a very good job there.
I know the voice actor that is Kyo, and what's the main character that you were just telling me about?
Which main character? The Psyche K one?
Yes, with the pink hair.
Yes, his name is Psyche.
That voice actor does a really good job. And every time I hear his voice, like my ears perk up, and I always end up liking the character that he plays because he's good. He's good at it, you know?
I always hear Kyo as well, where it's like, that's Kyo.
Yeah. Yes. Like in Attack on Titan, the voice actor who plays Levi, I probably should have their names memorized. There's just so many of them.
Yes.
In one of my favorite video games that I played years ago, Tales of Xillia, there's a character named Alvin. That's the first time I heard him. And that is, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm sure people will tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actors. And so when I first started watching Attack on Titan, I was like, hey, when I heard Levi, I'm like, it's Alvin. But now when I hear his voice, I'm like, it's Levi. So
He's such a
carries
good
over.
voice actor. I love him too.
He is. So is Bryce Papenbrook.
Yes. Oh my
He
gosh, Aaron Yeager, that's
is
my boy.
he is phenomenal. The first time I heard him was Kirito from
That's
Sword Art
right.
Online. I know a lot of people hate that anime, but I love it. Okay, I don't care if that makes me sound juvenile. I
No, I
love
mean,
it.
it's a very popular anime for a reason. We just watched that one in Japanese first. We didn't watch that one in English. So I didn't hear him first there. I first heard him in Attack on Titan for myself.
Attack on Titan.
Hmm.
That makes sense because when I heard Attack on Titan, my first thought was it's Alvin and Kirito.
It's
But
cute.
now obviously it's been so long that I think of them as like the actual characters now. But yeah, like I don't think the dub voice actors get enough credit. I think they get crapped on unnecessarily when they do an amazing job. Like he's also Inosuke. And he does
Yes.
amazing with Inosuke. So does the Japanese voice actor, but there's just something about Bryce
There
that he
is. I love
just
him so
was,
much.
yes, he was born to play Inosuke. He does an amazing job. And I think too many people just got used to crapping on dubs because of like the don't leave me, Tammy.
Yes.
Like, and that's what they're thinking of, but they're not embracing the change. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Dare I say
Yes.
it, embracing the change. And I think
You
one
can't.
though that I know everybody unanimously, with the exception of maybe like two people, all agree that the English dub of Dragon Ball Z is the best out of all of them. Fantastic, cannot be replaced. So
That's because like that's what like the people before they knew about sub versus dub, they grew up watching that without thinking about it.
exactly. So to them, it sounds like in their mind how it should, I
Exactly,
suppose.
yeah. So if you would get used to
Yeah.
some of these voice actors who are doing a great job, I think more people are opening up to it more thanks to the Dan. Have you seen any of that yet?
No, but I've heard of it.
We watched that one, and what's really neat is I feel like the English versus the Japanese voice actors, they kind of are very similar, where you almost can't even tell the difference. The guy that
Yeah.
plays Zenitsu is in it as well.
Alex Lee.
Alex Lee. Okay, you're better at the names than I am. He's so good.
He is so talented. He played Batman too, like in a
He
video
played
game.
Batman?
And he did a pretty good job. Like his range is really impressive. He's also Jinwoo from Solo Leveling. Why did I get
Oh
a
no,
brain? I got a
no.
brain. Oh
No,
no, did I open a can of worms? I'm sorry.
you did. How dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm just
I,
saying, I think he's a really talented voice actor. Everything I've heard
he-
him in, I fall in love with the character that he's voicing. So,
I'm sorry. I hate all of Solo Leveling's voice acting.
really?
Oh my gosh, I watch it. And it's not even that his voice is bad. I just don't like it in that anime. I don't like
You don't like the anime or you don't like the dub?
the anime is a whole other can of worms. But oh,
Oh no.
I don't know. I think it sounds his voice there. There's times I hear it, it feels like it was recorded in a house sometimes. It sounds weird to me.
Really?
It sounds like it was just placed over, like people were at home and they made a dub at home and then they put it on YouTube kind of thing.
I think that is kind of how they do it.
Maybe these days, yeah. It just doesn't sound professional to me with that. And again, it's not even that his voice is
Really?
bad. I just think it feels weird for this character.
Before or after he transforms, or both?
I don't even remember him before anymore, but the after
Okay.
voice, I think I just don't like that character very much either. So again, anyone that, what's his name again? Alex?
Yeah, Alex Lee.
I like him so much. I like all of his voices. So again, it's not even that I don't like his voice. I don't like it for this anime. I don't like it for that
That's so
character. I think
interesting.
it sounds weird to me. And so when
That's
I
so
hear
odd because I love it. I think I love Jinwoo, but
I'm so
difference of
excited to
opinion.
talk to you about solo leveling.
How dare you?
Oh yeah, you're probably gonna hate everything I have to
How dare you?
say.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're basically the same person, different fonts, so there's going to be some things we don't agree on. So
No,
I'll
we have to
allow it.
agree on everything. So I think you and I are in agreement that sub versus dub is a stupid argument altogether.
Yes, I agree. And it's always Japanese versus English dub. It's always English speakers
Yeah.
that will get on their soapbox and think that they're superior, right? Because they're listening to it in Japanese and reading English subtitles like that, like you're not, that isn't a form of translation, right? But English is not the only dub of anime that exists. There are so many languages that have been translated, right? And like you see them all the time, like which one's better? And it's like Portuguese, Spain Spanish, Latin American Spanish, the English dub, the Japanese voice actors, like, and they'll say which one's best, French, and it's like German. There's so many, Indian, and it's only the English speakers.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
cool.
It's just, if you look obnoxious, you look messy, you just look annoying. Okay, you're making English speakers look bad. Just please stop. That's
Yeah,
my
exactly. I think what's important is that now anime, which is great storytelling, is finally able to reach all over the world and people can love it along with us and join the fandom. It creates a
Mhm.
bigger family to talk to about it with.
It does. It really, really does. And I think that's why, like, Dragon Ball Z is such a big deal in Mexico. And a lot of people are like, why is that? And I think it's just because the Spanish dub was so popular, and it was aired there. And it kind of creates a common ground of, oh, like, we can be from all corners of the world and be fans of this same thing and understand it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Translation is a good thing as long as it's being done as accurately as possible, without any funny business.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's a very good thing.
I think that's another can of worms for a different day.
I don't really have to get a lot bigger. I fit in Pidgey's spacesuit right now. Don't forget your promise. I'm counting on you. Goodbye.
They rant and rave like podcast fairy queens. Hop and purr through the microphone. Long distance duo, never alone, never alive. Sharing their pain. Pink and blue podcast breaking the chain.
I think some other bad dubs would be Death Note in English. Have you heard that one in English?
No, but I've seen clips and it does make me laugh just because it doesn't seem to fit very well. Like, I don't know, it gives off like awkward vibes, and I'm not sure if that's what they were going for.
Probably
You know what I
not.
mean? Like the no, the emo. I was gonna say emo uwu, but I said emu
Emo woo woo. Woo woo.
uwu, but just like the scene, hair phase, and like the way people used to talk back then, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yes.
it
It's not a
sounds
good dub.
dated, I guess is what I'm trying to say.